Hey guys, how you doing? Not seen you for a little while. You've not seen me. I had a comment from a viewer called Ishan to say, how do you train openings? It's a very common question. It's something that a lot of people think about, a lot of people worry about. And now they are around, I think, 1200, 1300 from memory. So I would say that at that kind of breakthrough to intermediate level, it's probably more important to follow principles than it is to try and memorize theory. Obviously, top competitive players memorize a whole bunch of theory. We don't have time to do that as casual players. But let me show you an example. A case study comes from a game I played today. Okay, so right now I'm. In fact, let me show you the game first of all. And I thought the game was pretty crushing, but then when I looked at the review said there were a bunch of areas where I could have done better. Okay, and this is kind of a key thing because it's a line that I expect to come up again. And here's the really critical question: if this same line comes up again, would I expect to know what to do? Right? So if you get like a really rare line in an opening, you maybe don't need to review that or to train it. But anyway, let me show you the game. Okay, so I have the black pieces and I'm facing the Vienna. Okay, and I play knight f6. We get the Vienna Gambit. I decline with d5, the correct move. They take, I take. Now I've seen this a whole bunch of times, and black is absolutely fine here. And we get queen to f3. This is the Paulsen Attack. I'm guessing that Gotham or someone was recommending it because we see it all the time. It used to be more rare. The traditional move was knight to f3, but queen to f3 is the modern fashionable one. Now there's a couple of things you can do here. I know that c5 is very interesting. Also f5 is a move here. f5 is very, I might even look into that against the Paulsen, because it fits in very much with my my style. But I'm getting reasonable results with this knight to c6. Okay, now if you see the Vienna, and I'm seeing the Vienna much more these days, then you'll very likely, if you play knight f6, you'll go down this line. Now they take, and here it's kind of tempting to take the pawn on e5 and hit the queen. But in fact, what you want to do is you want to play knight d4. And this not only hits the queen, but also hits the pawn on c2, threatening to fork the king and rook. Okay. Now, the queen obviously needs to move, first of all, because she's under attack. And she needs to move to really one of these four squares in order to defend this pawn. Of course, this square is very bad because she just gets captured straight away. So, she's not going to do that. So you've got really three options. Queen c3 is the best move, then queen d1. Okay, but you'll see queen d3 a lot. Queen's attacking the knight. She knows she can't be hit and stuff. And now what you do is you play the very elegant pawn takes on e4. Right, this creates a discovered defense of the knight by our own queen. Also hits white's queen. Now, the best move here is actually queen c4, according to the machine, but you're very likely to see this one as well quite often. Okay, sorry about the cockerel out there. And then you have the lovely bishop c5. It's defended by the knight. Our knight is defended by the queen. It's x-raying through the queen at c2. The knight's also looking at c2, and this is already just plain hands down winning for black. Okay, in the game, queen takes on b7, makes perfect sense. Now, I'd played well up to this point, but from this point, I'm actually inaccurate. So I take the pawn on c2 with the fork on the king. Then I take the rook. Then the bishop comes out. Then I give check. Okay, then I give check again, and I play my queen over to e4, attacking both the king and the rook, and also the queen. They capture my queen, I recapture, and the rook's actually going to fall. We're going to win more material here. Okay, so it's -6 for black, completely crushing, and here white resigned. But that's not the point. Okay, so that was the game. Now let's go to openingtree.com. And I really like Opening Tree for helping to figure out where your blind spots are or your weaknesses in an opening, okay? So I've gone onto this, I've selected chess.com, I've put in my username, I've selected black, and I've done it from the 1st of March. So that's 3 months, March, April, May, okay? So for 3 months, this is what I've faced with the black pieces. So I'm looking specifically at Vienna games, okay? I have played f5 reasonably successfully, 3 wins, 2 losses, okay? But from here, we know pretty much the routine, okay? And here you can see Queen f3, very, very fashionable, 21 times. Knight takes 6 times, and that's 3 each. Knight f3 as well, the old move, 6 times, 3 each. Now here I can see that I've won 11 against 10. So here let's look at the move that we just saw, which is Queen f3. And I've played c5 here, but I've played mainly Knight c6. Okay, now bishop can come out, blah, 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 blah. Knight takes c4, I've won 6 out of 9. Okay, I play Knight d4. They play Queen here. And I know to take there, and I've won 3, lost 2 from this position, okay? And this is the point. So the key question, do I see this line enough? Well, clearly I've been in this exact position 5 times in the last 3 months. So to me, that's something where I would like to know, I would like to have the confidence that I know what to do here, right? And you can see every time they've taken the free pawn, although it's not the best move, okay? I've played bishop c5 once to defend this knight, and I went on to lose that game, okay? After bishop f5, I've won 3, lost 1. And they will take on b7, okay? So here, this is the point. I've played knight takes c2 on both occasions that I've seen this in the last 3 months, okay? But it's not the best move. Okay. But I have gone on to win, so that's kind of okay. But let's look at the... Let's look at the review. Okay, and the other thing I'm going to show you here as well, of course, is I've got my Lichess study. Okay, so I'm going to go back on that. Here's the game review, okay? We'll just whiz through the moves. All book. Okay, knight takes e4 is not great. Knight d4 is best. We have a slight edge, and this is a blunder. We can capture the knight with a discovered defense on our own knight. Okay, all good so far, and it's -4. So this is winning for black. But this is not the point. The point is knight takes c2 is inaccurate there. I don't need to do that. And what we need to do here is we need to understand why. Okay, it says you missed an opportunity to win a rook. Okay, rook b8 is best. Okay, rook b8. Queen now is deflected away to a7, and then I can go in and do that. Right, that's the point, right? So we want to deflect the queen away with this move. So I go to my study. Now you can do this. You need to be signed into Lichess. You go learn, study. You can create a new study. Now I've got an existing one. So here I've already started to build a chapter for this particular line, okay? Now I know, so I've got this in preview mode, okay? And the beginning of knight takes c4, queen d3, queen takes e4, okay? So the knight takes there, we go here, queen goes there, I know to take the knight, right? And now it's a sweet move that puts pressure on c2. So what I'm doing is I'm creating my own coaching for this. Okay, now I'm going to come out of preview mode. This is the point. We want to deflect the queen off the light diagonal. Persuade her to capture on a7, question mark, right? So we do that. So this is the point. I'm trying to give myself a trigger so that I can remember the move. Because here's the thing. My queen wants to maybe come here and do this kind of thing, right? And yeah, I won the game. My opponent resigned there. But if they take there, right? So we've gone from, I mean, they're losing anyway, right? And now it's saying rook a8 or queen h4 check. And yeah, classic check, now Freddie is gone. So from here, okay, classic check, now Freddie is gone. There's no Freddie. Okay, what would you play in this position? And if the king goes there, that's actually just checkmate. Okay, so a little bit of practice. Basically, I just need to remember this move. Okay, and you can go play again. And this is the point, you drill it. You drill it. If this is a line that you should remember, get off the diagonal, I'm going to give check, and if the king moves there, which is very likely, then bang, checkmate. Okay, that's the point. And then, so for example, here, let's look at a completely different one, right? So I'll go back to the start. I'm going to hit preview. Okay, and this is going from the very beginning. So this is the complete Vienna. Okay, this is fine. And we take the pawn with the knight. And here we play knight c6. The best move, bishop b5, is played around half the time at lower levels, going up to 85% at expert level. Okay, and now I know, because I've drilled it, that this is the move. Okay, what do we play in this position? So I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, obviously take the knight. And then I guess I can, that's playable, isn't it? Yeah. Now you see, what we're missing here is any notes, okay? So I can come out of preview mode, I can go classic, check, and etc, etc. So, but this is the point, this is what I want to impress on you guys is, if you're not going to remember it, don't drill it. Okay, so you need to go for the lines where, and that I think is the acid test. The test is, do I expect to know what to do in this situation? And for me in this game, I wanted to know what to play in response to this position, right? Here. And rook b8 is just at least one pawn better for black than anything else there. So I don't need to go that much deeper than that. But so that's also, in answer to your question, that's what I would do. So whatever openings you play, just create your lead chess study, do the most common lines that you see the most, drill them, practice them maybe once a week so that you are confident that you remember what to do when they come up. And that's really it. But more than that, just slow down, follow opening principles, always be open for your opponent doing something silly, and you should be okay. So I hope that was useful. Hope it's answered your question. Thank you for watching. See you later.